Alright, in this video I'm going to be reviewing all 50 plus games in the Cassette50 charity competition. This was a cartridge that was recently released, and the competition was held earlier this year to develop small games. Basically, to give a quick overview, the Cassette50 was an infamous collection of games published by Cascade in 1983 and an early example of shovelware marketed on the basis of sheer quantity rather than the quality or playability of its games. This was a collection that was released way back in 1983, but their games weren't that good. The idea was with this one was to raise the bar, to bring out much better games, see what we could do with our modern tools, and see if we can improve upon the first collection. The basic rules of the competition, pretty much, here's the rules, but pretty much what you had to do was keep your memory below 4096 bytes for assembly language, and then for basic around 2K. This cassette is currently available for purchase over on the Phoenixware website, and it's about £15. So go check that out. What I've done for this video is I've restricted the gameplay for each game to 1 minute and 30 seconds to do a quick review for each game. And I hope that somehow is interesting, and I don't mean to be too harsh on anyone. Some of these are the very first time I played them, but I'm going to take a look at all the games on the Cassette50, so let's jump into it right now. Let's start the clock. Alright, first up is Amazing Quad Race, which is the game that I made, so I'm biased. I've showed gameplay of this before, but I mean, all you have to do, you can play with four players because it uses the 4-player adapter, and you just got to race to the opposite side of the screen, navigating the maze. And if you can do that successfully, then you go on into another maze. You have the capability of tying, so up to all 4 players can tie a race if you actually make it to the opposite side of the screen at the same time. If I had to critique my own game, it would be to have a single player version. It just simply, at least the way I coded it, it wouldn't have been feasible to have a 4-player mode and a single player mode in 4K. But that is my main criticism of my game. It has some sound effects. It kind of has ramp ups as you make it through halfway through the maze. I think it's fun and easy to play. I play with my nieces, and we all enjoy playing it, of course. But there is that bias. And so anyway, I think it's one of the only games that supports a 4-player adapter for all the 4 joysticks that's on this competition. Anyways, that is Amazing Quad Race. Alright, let's check out Arcade Baseball. And right off the bat, I just want you to notice how it's playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And I've already looked up the instructions. And so you push fire button to throw the ball, and you'll notice that you can throw the ball as often as you want and you're never thrown out. But then if you want to swing, you use the joystick. And it's got a single. You can kind of use it left, right to sort of aim it where you want. So it's a fairly simple game. I enjoy playing it. And yeah, check it out. It's got a home run. Play it for a minute here. I played this earlier. I got like 20 points. So I think it's fairly easy to play. And that brings me into my quick review. I think it's easy to pick up and play. It's fun. I think it's original. It has some pretty good sound effects. It sounds like the crowd's cheering. And I've played this game several times. I've come back to it a couple times, so I think it has really good replay value. And if I could improve it, I would want to have it where you could strike out or something like that. Just those types of little improvements. So you can't just throw unlimited ball strikes and not be thrown out. But anyway, I enjoy it. Next up is Asterocrash. And I've looked this up. It's really hard to play, but it looks like you can control these asteroids. You kind of want to keep them so they don't go off the screen, and you can adjust their movement by the white one is the one you control. You can select by going left and right, and then you hold the one you want. You hold the fire button on the one you want to control, and then you can move it. Although I'm not. Oh, there. Okay, let's see. Like I'm on this one, and I'm pushing X. Minus 1, 2, 3. So now that asteroid's moving to the left. Do the same thing on this one so it doesn't go off the screen. I think you have to hold it. Any rate, as you can see, I'm struggling with it. It's a interesting game concept. It's not really easy to pick up and play, and because of that, it's not as fun as I like it to be. It is very original. It has a few sound effects, but as far as its replay value, I think it's too hard to play. I wouldn't play it again. Oh, and then check it out. When the game's over, you go right back to the screen here. So you have to start it over from scratch, and that's not a good sign. Next up is Balloon Caves. Press fire to start. And it's by Phase 101 Presents. And I remember this one. So here, this one's easy to kind of learn how to play. You just make your balloon move left and right. And you got to pick up hit the yellow dots on them. Oh, and I keep messing up my left and right because I'm used to Neptune Lander, and it's reversed on Neptune Lander. But I think if I remember correctly, this game has 4 levels, and they get challenging because you have to navigate around certain areas, the tight spots and so on. And this game does remind me a little bit of Neptune Lander, and it's a really fun game. Oh. So I feel like this game is really easy to pick up and play. It's fun. It's original. In a way, it's copying from some elements like Neptune Lander or Lunar Lander, but just the concept of the gravity, not a whole lot. It has some pretty decent sound effects, and I like playing it. I've played this one more than once, several times. And the only thing I would do to improve it is to add more levels, and of course you couldn't do that because this was a 4K competition. And but I would like to see it a part 2 someday. All right. Next up is Battleships. So with Battleships, you move your joystick around, and you can kind of push the fire button to figure out where the bombs are, and you can only bomb or push so many times before they go off. But you're trying to destroy the ship. So I destroyed one right there, but you have 9 ships to destroy. I only destroyed 1. And that's how this game plays. I thought it was more like the board game Battleship, where the ship would be like more than one piece, more than one square, but that's not how this game is. So I've destroyed another ship right there. So really it's just kind of like you pressing randomly, and you try to figure out where the ships are, but you only have so many bombs. I've never been able to get all the ships destroyed. I played it a couple times. So the ship's not destroyed, you lose. So anyway, this game, it's very easy to pick up and play. It's not really very satisfying when you play because it's very difficult. It's a really hard game to master. I think it's pretty original when it comes to the games on this competition. The sound effects, I don't remember. I don't think there were any sound effects. I couldn't hear them. And it's not something that I would play again. All right, next up is Big Time Bugger. This game took second place overall in the entire competition, and you can see why. It's really an amazing game. And the idea is that you go around, you see that little ampersand? You got to get to that, and there's like, how many? It says 9. It's called a bug. So you have to go around and collect all those bugs, and if you do that, I think you complete the game. I've never successfully done that. And there I died. But I have gotten through and gotten the ampersand. So much time do I have? All right. Yeah, so let me try to do that. There's also other places that you can go and explore. Notice how the sound and the music changes as you navigate different areas of the map. So I think a lot of detail went into this, and he uses the ROM of the Commodore 64 for this. It's not procedurally generated. So I think it's an easy to pick up and play game. It's an amazing accomplishment what they were able to do in 4K, and it's fun. You get to explore a world, and you know, it's original. There's no other game like this in the competition. Really good sound effects and music, although they do get old after a little while. And it's fun to play, to pick up and play multiple times over and over again. That's why I got number 2 in the competition. Next up is Bloop. And I played this one a couple of times, and so what you have to do is get your little fuzzy guy, I forget what he's called, a hedgehog, or you got to get him to touch the plus signs. The yellow plus signs is the goal, without touching the blue things. And so it bounces around, and it's kind of shaky, wormy. Really a nice feat of programming the way it's been done. I'm really terrible at it, but it's fun to play. It's addictive. Let me see. It didn't place in the top 10, but I think it should have. And I think my max score has been about 28. The more you can plus signs you can catch in a row without touching anything else, the higher your score will kind of go. It'll multiply up. Oops. And let's see if I can get one here. So anyway, that is Bloop. I'm really terrible at it. It's fun. I've pretty much said that. It's easy to pick up and play. Very original. I love how the graphics swirl, and it has these effects like when you die and when the game starts over, and how the bloop shimmers right there. So it's really good. It has really good sound effects. It's fun to play, and the only way I could think of to improve it is to figure out a way, see how the score and the hearts move up and down. If there was a way to stabilize that, maybe with some sprites above the border. But anyway, that's Bloop. Alright, let's check out Boom by Prince Phase 101. Hit bouncing ball before the time runs out. Okay, I remember this one. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this might be a basic entry. So you hit the space bar to try to hit the yellow ball, and if you miss, you lose a life. Ooh. Hey, this is the best I've done. So it's a pretty simple game. I take it back. I don't think it was done in basic anymore. Let me see. Yeah. But it's a simple game. It's easy to pick up and play. It's more on the simplistic side. It's fairly fun, probably more for the younger kids because it's so simple to play. And it's the originality, I don't know, it's not much to it. There are a few sound effects in the game, and it's not something that I would come back to replay unless there was some more dynamics added into it. So, but I do like how it has a high score and the score, so it keeps track of how well you do in the game. And I always enjoy when coders take the time to develop those and the title screens. The next game is called Box Nightmare. By Charles Gray. I remember this one. So what you have to do is just line up your box to the box to the colored box that randomly appears. Oh, wasting time. Doesn't really matter because once you get your box in the box, you get your time reset back to 96 or 99. And that's one of the things that I think that could have been improved, is to somehow utilize your time more so that you don't always get reset back to 99, but maybe add 10 seconds back or something like that, so the game doesn't continue to go on. I believe I read it goes on for like 240 matches until the game ends, but I've never had the patience to take it that far. But anyway, this is Box Nightmare by Charles Gray. It's really easy and fun to play. It's, you know, it's simple. I think it's good for little kids to get their hand-to-eye coordination. It has some really good sound effects. The graphics are cool. And I've played it several times, and I probably would play it again. I just think there should be a few minor improvements. Next up is Breakdance. And this one's pretty cool too. It took 9th place overall, and it has a training mode, so you can kind of figure out up is this, left does that, right does this move, down goes down. So once you think you have that memorized, left, right, up, down, fire does a spin, you can play a game. It's kind of like Simon. You can go left, left down, left fire, left fire, right, I think. Left fire, right. Oh, I messed that one up. So that's game over. So that's how you play this game. It's easy and fun to play. It's easy to learn because it has a training mode. It's one of the few games, if there's any others on here, that has a training mode, which is cool. And I think it's original. Has the music playing is cool. That's playing in the background. It's fun to replay and start over and try it from the beginning. Anyhow, I think it could be improved by not ending the game right away. Just if it just didn't end, just let you start, like, continue from that point, and maybe, you know, give you a second chance. That would be kind of cool. But anyhow, that is Breakdance. Breakdance here took 9th place on the top 10, which was pretty cool, and I just wanted to mention that. Now let's check out BS. Let's start the timer. By Space Moguls. And as I recall, this is sort of like, was it called Minesweeper? But I really like the way the map's clear. And you move your, I'm assuming it's a lawnmower, you move it around, and you have the bombs. If you touch one of those bombs, I think the game ends. Let's try it. Well, let's not try it just yet. I got some time. But you see how it has the little numbers. So you kind of go around. So far I've been lucky. I haven't hit a bomb. Oh, there. Okay, I hit a bomb right there. So then it goes through and displays, and that's BS. Yeah, that's the game. I think this is a really cool game. It's fun. It's easy to pick up and play. There's probably some things definitely some things I don't understand about it. I'm assuming it's just like Minesweeper. So, I mean, it's kind of like a port. I wouldn't call it necessarily particularly the original. I think the programming is well done, how it clears everything around the dots and has really good sound effects. And I've played it several times, so I really kind of like it. So that is BS. Let's check out Centered. by Charles Gray. Press a button. Joystick 2. Oh, yes, yes. So all you have to do on this one is stay within the bounds in the left and right. Don't hit the walls. It's just a matter of remembering to press left or right. And being fast about it. So I see I hit the wall there and then starts over. And I was going to see... Yeah, this game looks like it was written in BASIC. And some of the... I think the BASIC games have to be limited to 2K. And there's a few on this competition that were in BASIC. And I apologize if I didn't catch all those earlier. But yeah, this game's kind of cool. It's fun to play. It's easy to learn. It's kind of original. I mean, there's not much to it, and it has sound effects even for in BASIC. I've played it several times. It's fun to come back and play. And it even has your last score. It doesn't have a high score, but since I have a little extra time, I'm just gonna keep playing until I run out of time. But yeah, this is fun. It gets hard. It gets really hard, but I do like Centered. It's a really cool game. Next is called Circles. And let's see. Oh, I remember this. I have a hard time with this one. I might need to play this one offline because I don't remember how to play this. Oh, okay. You connect up the ones that have the same colors. Sometimes those colors are close, like the greens and blues are really close. You can't tell. Oops. Yeah, so I guess you go around doing this. Really, the gameplay on this is confusing to me. I know you connect light colors. We can only connect 2 at a time. It's fairly easy to play if you know how to play it, but I've played it several times, or a couple of times I feel like a moron because I can't figure it out. So I don't have a lot of fun playing it. I would call it original, and I don't think it has any sound effects. So, I mean, well, yeah. And I don't know. That's Circles for you. All right, next up is Copycat. All right, yeah, this one is from OSK. Gonna hit the space bar. Just play. And this is basically like Simon. MZ A Z A. So you see we're playing Simon here. MZ A. So it comes down to, this is a memory game. You just got to memorize. Let's just see if I mess up. I'm gonna pick K. It doesn't like that. Takes away from your time. No. M Z A. So, anyway, this is Copycat. It's a fairly simple, easy to learn game. It kind of is like the Atari Touch Me or those types of games where you just memorize patterns like Simon. I mean, I was a kid, I loved these types of games, but now they don't really rock or float my boat anymore, but they are fun for young people. Fairly original, good sound effects, and if you like this type of game, they're fun to play over and over again. So let's try Defuse. Now this one is hard. As I recall, you hit the spacebar to start the fuse, and then the spacebar to predict when the fuse is going to go off. And then if you don't predict it correctly, the game ends just like it did. I pushed the spacebar one too many times, and that's kind of a problem with the design of this particular game. So somewhere around, usually it's around 25-30 seconds, the bomb goes off. Sometimes before that though, yeah. So I have a hard time with predicting when the bomb's gonna go off, and I so far have never been able. I've played this 15 times. I've never been able to successfully defuse the bomb here. But I want to say this game is easy to pick up and play, and I don't consider it necessarily fun, but it's fun to try to figure it out to see if we can defuse the bomb. Last two times here, I blew it. One of the things I don't like about it is how it goes back to you have to restart the program. It resets the computer rather than just starting over. It does have some good sound effects. I've never been able to get to the to defuse the bomb, and I guess you could say it has good replay value. But imagine this being on a tape and having to rewind and start it over. This whole idea of that would have been disastrous. All right, next up is Don't Block the Box. Don't block the box. Oh yeah, I like this game. All right, I've played this a couple of times, and basically you want to prevent traffic accidents. There's been games like that before. Up and down to control the northbound traffic. Up once, down, and then let's see, up, stop. See how I stopped that car? Down, up, up. Yeah. So anyway, I caused an accident there. So the idea of this is up and down can stop northbound traffic, and left and right can stop and pause east and westbound traffic. I'm just not very good at it. This one really teaches you hand-eye coordination, and if you get lucky, you can get away with not doing anything hardly. If you just get lucky with the randomness of the game. I think this is a really neat game. I love the graphics. It's fun to play, and it's easy to learn. It's original. I mean, there are other traffic games that are out there, but for a 4K game, this is really cool. Has some decent sound effects, and there's not a whole lot I would improve. Maybe the high score is up there on the right. If that's the high score, 190000, I think that's impossible. I really like to see someone good at this to beat that. But any rate, I enjoy this game, and I think it's pretty cool. Next up is called Eggs. Oh yeah, so in this one, you line it up with the broken eggs and you push the fire button. The broken one is the one with the lines through it. The X's are not broken. See, it crashes, or the game ends when you push the button on the X's. So you let those ones go. Basically, the only ones that I've seen that you're supposed to click is the one with the line through. Not the hearts, not the X's, not anything else. It's just the ones with the lines like this. So that's how, I think that's how you play the game. It's the only way I've been able to have success playing the game. But it's kind of neat. It has pretty good graphics, sound effects are really good for this game. And I think it's easy to pick up and play and learn. Equal signs, I don't think you can do. Yeah, nope, you don't do equal signs. It's just the ones with the lines through it. I appreciate how it has a high, or your best, basically, is your high score up there on the top right. And I think it's a fun game. Probably would have been neat to have different levels, or maybe adjust the speeds if it could have, if it gets faster. I'm not sure. I haven't been good enough to get past, to get that good of a score, so. But anyway, this game is called Eggs, and it's pretty cool. Next up is Floaty Balloon. And by Syntax Error Software. Oh yes, yes, I forgot about this one. You control this solely with your fire button. All you do is push the button. It's like giving helium into the balloon. And you just got to try to avoid running into the walls. I'm not really good at this. Oh yeah, see, if you let go too long, you go smash right into the environment, and the game ends. And then it probably would have been cool to have your best distance displayed somewhere, maybe right underneath distance, so you can kind of gauge how well you've done in the past. And I like the scrolling. It's one of the few games in the competition that does have scrolling. And oh yeah, and it's fun. I think it's a fun game. Yeah, I think it's fun. It's entertaining once you learn how to play it. It would have been nice if they had some sound effects somewhere. I think there are when you crash, I think. But like when you're pressing fire, there could have been some sound effects. And this is the best I've ever done. I cannot believe I'm talking and getting this good a score at the same time. Anyway, oh, 5 more seconds. Can I last? Can I get to 1,000? No, no sound there. Floaty Balloon. Next up is our Argh. Argh. I believe this is, yeah, C64 mark, and oh yeah, this one's hard. Well, if you know how to play, it's not that hard, but it's kind of like Frogger. See that arrow at the top? I can move that left and right, and then I can control the speed of the cars to slow them down, or get them out of the way, so that your frog can get over, get across the way. There we go. Oh, so I ran him over. This game is hard. This game is really hard, and it's stressful. You know, like in my opinion, video games shouldn't be that stressful. They should be relaxing. But anyway, yeah, this is C64 Mark. It's one of his first games that he did, I think, for this competition. And I'm not crazy about the color scheme. The light green grass and then the green frog in the middle. Yeah, but anyway, it's fairly original. I mean, he took a game like Frogger and made it his own with this design, and kind of turned it inside out. Instead of you controlling the frog, you control the traffic, and it has good sound effects. It's fun to play, to keep coming back to, and there's not really much I would do to improve it. So anyway, that's Argh. All right, next up is Froop. And yeah, I remember this one. This is kind of like you push the button to move your cursor, and I think you can trade the fruits, the positions. But I'm really bad at this. I don't think I fully understand how to play the game, and I've played it 2-3 times. So I think it's really well done. The graphics are really nice, and only thing I would have liked would have been to have some more some sound effects added to the game. Oops. So let's try to see what happens if you do these 3. Oh, you just swapped it out with the pair, and go to the pair to there and get this one, and then put them over there. Oh, that doesn't work. And get these 3. Anyway, this is a game I guess I don't fully understand how to play. It's hard. It's not very easy to pick up and play. Well, it's easy to play, but you have to kind of figure out how to play it. It's fun, I'm sure, once you get to know how to play it. I think it's fairly original, but there's a lot of like fruit type matching games out there, but I've never seen this type of game in this configuration. It needs some sound effects though, and other than that, I think it's a pretty cool game. Next up is gardening versus global warming, which is kind of a long name, but I've played this a couple times, and you go around and you pick up your water, and you can water plants, and they change colors, and then I don't really know all the things you can do. It looks like there's a poison thing, maybe. Yes, you can kill plants, and I haven't been able to figure out the part. I haven't taken the time to learn exactly how you win this game. And I gotta find my water. Maybe water this one. So I don't know what just happened right there. I'm still in level 1. I guess the game ended. So I started a new game. The game's easy to play, but you have to know how to play it. So it makes it difficult because it's not obvious what you're supposed to do. Maybe a title screen with some indications would have been helpful, but there are nice sound effects. There's some sprites on here moving around, timer and everything. I think a lot of effort went into this game. It's kind of cool. And other than those initial thoughts, that's probably all I could think of for this game. As you can see, I'm terrible at it. So off to the next game. Hangman. GDM Hangman. I don't know what the GDM is. It's a by GDM's probably someone's initials. Waiting for a key. So let's do the vowels. A, E, I, O, U, R, S. Okay. Game over. I wonder if this is a basic program. It's not breaking out to basic, but anyway, this is Hangman. It's pretty basic. And I think it's a fun little game. It's, you know, easy to play because everyone knows how to play Hangman. You do have to have a keyboard. One of the improvements I would have liked to have seen to this Hangman would be to place the letters that you guessed somewhere on the screen so that you know which letters you're not supposed to press again. But other than that, I don't know. I think it's a fairly basic implementation. It's nice, and as far as replay value, if you like Hangman, you can't go too wrong with this one. All right, so the next one's called Get Out. We can read this a little. Escape the space station Tempest by navigating the maze of the corridors to escape the pod before the station's core. Oh yes, okay. This one you kind of fire at the walls to propel yourself up the opposite walls. And then I don't recall what I'm supposed to do with this. Well, I thought I was supposed to do something with that. I've seen those before and I've been able to pick them up. Yeah, see how I picked that one up? So I should be able to pick these up. I like the concept of the game, or the implementation of it with the maze and your little space guy. And he seems kind of floaty and everything, and the way you control and move him around is pretty neat. And you notice the little bar at the top. I think that's some sort of time thing, but I'm not sure. So if I was playing this, I would be trying to take my time and learn the maze. If I was playing this to try to beat it here, which I don't have time at this moment. But anyway, I like this game. It's easy to pick up. It's original. It's fun. Has really good music and sound effects, and I've played it several times. So it's fun to play over and over again. The next game is called Katics. Oh yes. Okay, so this is basically Jawbreaker. So someone took the time and they made a game that's very similar to Jawbreaker without a Jawbreaker. And you just go around and get the pieces, and this one actually has a level ramp up because I played it once before and I've gotten through all the dots once before. And you notice you do have a little indicator down with the 1 and 2. I'm assuming one is for your lives and the other is your level, I'm assuming. So now we're on level 2. And notice there's a new sprite floating around that you have to avoid. So I like that there's a level ramp up in this game. And I forgot to start my timer, unfortunately. But anyway, I think this is a really cool game. It's easy to play. It's fun. Only thing I would have liked if they would have added, they could have added something to it, would have been sound effects. Just a few sound effects, and I think be rocking it. And then maybe a few more level variations. If they could squeeze that in, that would have been nice. All right, next up is Kiteee. Let's start the timer. Kiteee or Kiteee. Now this one, you see all that. Let's see if we can just play. What do we got to do? Oh, I remember this one. You got to fire. Let me say 75 degrees, 150s, I'm not sure. And you're hung as a traitor. So anyway, that's about as much as I play Kiteee, because I don't get it. I played it a couple times, but I don't. And then the games that start over like this and don't even let you have a second chance is kind of discouraging to play it again. So anyway, that's Kiteee. Not easy to pick up and play. Not very fun either. I don't know. Maybe if I put in the right numbers, it would be more fun. I would call it kind of original. No sound effects. All right, next up is Lamentable Soccer. And what you have to do here is try to kick the ball, but get it into the yellow on the goal. Kick around the players or over them. And how long you push the fire button is how hard you'll kick the ball. And like as you see, I have 17 shots, but I'm not very good at this. Let's see if that goes in. I think you get a bonus if you hit the yellow dot. And I don't know why it's called Lamentable. Ow. Let's play a few times. Oh, right there. Anyway, I think this is really good. The graphics, he made it look 3D. There's shadows and everything. The ball bounces off the goalpost. He put a lot of effort. Whoever did this put a lot of effort into it. It's kind of fun trying to figure out how to get the ball over the players, but not over the goal post. And there's really good sound effects. It sounds like the crowd's cheering and everything. So I really like this game, and I've come back to it a couple times since I've seen the game. Next up is Lil Adventure. Let's get that one started. It's funny how it's Lil, as if adding TTLE would have been too much to do, too much text. All right. Oh boy, I don't know what to do. North, east, south, west. Enemy gets me. Question mark. Man, did I miss it, or were there no instructions on this? I think there were some instructions on the itch.io page, but yeah, straight off into this game and you don't know what you're doing here. No, I guess he's had to save bytes by not having the instructions in here. It looks like, if I was guessing, north, it looks like it's a basic program, yeah. So you kind of decipher it to figure out how you're supposed to play, but it's on the itch.io. I think probably has some instructions there, but I haven't the slightest how to play it, and I apologize. So for me, that means it's not very easy to pick up and play, and because of that, it's not very fun. I would call it fairly original, although dungeon crawlers were very common back in the day, and it probably needs some sound effects. I didn't hear any, and I don't know. I don't think I would play it again. All right, next up is another Lil. It's called Lil Red Hatchback, as opposed to Lil Red Corvette. Let's check it out. Oh, okay. I've seen this before. I like this game. Let's try it. You hold the fire button. The longer you hold the fire, the faster you go, and then I think back to brake. You'll notice the effects when you crashed, it kind of shakes the screen, or it has all the colors. So if I was to say or to judge, this is the better of the two Lils. And you notice your speedometers, kind of the faster you go, it moves up there on the top right. If I was to complain or have my own, if I was to add my own suggestion to it, I would like it where it wouldn't crash you, start over when you ran into a car. Maybe just bounce off of it would have been a better mechanic, but man, this is pretty cool for a 4K game. Oh, look at that, it shimmers when you go full speed. That's pretty neat. Anyway, this is Lil Red Hatchback. Is that what it said? Yeah, Lil Red Hatchback. Really easy to pick up and play. It's fun, original to a degree. I mean, there's lots of racing games, but it's very few. There's like 2 or 3 in this competition that are racing games. Has really good sound effects, and he put the time in to shake the screen and have various effects when you crash. So really enjoy, and I will be playing this again. Lil Red Hatchback deservedly got 8th place on the top 10. I think it might even could have been higher if I had my own top 10. Alright, next up is called Line 'em Up, and if I remember correctly, this is old school coders game, and you basically, this is Connect 4. So I am the orange, human is purple, and the computer is yellow. So I'm going to try to block by hitting number 2 and number 1. I'm terrible at this, by the way. 4, 4, 3. He's about to win. I don't know what to do. 2, 5. Last time I played this, the computer solidly beat me. And how about 4 again? 5. 5 again. Oh, see, I missed that. How did he beat me? It says, I've defeated... Oh, I see. There's 4 across right there in the middle. See, that's how terrible I am at these types of games. This is basically Connect 4. It's called Line 'em Up by Old School Coder. And I think he coded this one and the last one in 2K worth of assembler language. And it's really easy to pick up and play. It's fun to play. Could have used some sound effects as my only really complaint with the game. But other than that, I do like it and would play it again. Next up is called Lockdown. Oh, yes. Okay, I remember this. This has had to do with the COVID lockdowns and having to juggle all these things like your kids and your work schedule and your relaxation. Look, he has a Commodore 64. There is your relaxation. And wife on the couch. So you have to kind of balance all these things. And anyway, this is a stressful game. I remember playing this and I was like, man, I am stressed out. My hair is turning gray already again. And anyway, yeah, it's entertaining, it's interesting, but man, it's not a game I would go back to because it stresses me out. But you know, technically it's well done. I mean, I'm looking at it, it's really neat how the kids are bouncing up and down. It has all these things going on simultaneously. It's fairly easy to pick up and play and has really good sound effects, and I think it's original. No other game like this in the competition, but not for me. I wouldn't play it again. Alright, next up is Loopy. Let me reset the clock. I don't remember this one. Press a key. Oh, okay. This one you use the U, okay, the letters U, I, and then was it I? forget how I move. U-I-J-K-O-L-A-S. Okay, there it is. A-D. So that's how you move. A-D-W, and then U. And I don't know. I guess you're supposed to build loops. I don't really know what the point of this game is, which means I can't play it. So it's really hard to play. Did I miss instructions? Let's start it up again. No, there's no instructions. Anyway, that game is called Loopy. It's, man, I can tell a lot of work went into it. It reminds me of the game like Luna by Shaolin a little bit, but it's just not something I knew. I don't know. I guess there's something you have to. I need to read the instructions in order to play it, so it makes it very difficult. It's not easy to pick up and play. It has really good sound effects, but anyway, it's just not my kind of game. Next up is Mastermind, and I'm not going to run it from there because the version on the cartridge that they gave us does not work. And I know Stuart's a friend of mine on Discord, and he gave me his version that actually functions. So whatever they did to it, they broke it. But I'm going to start the timer, and we'll start up Mastermind. Okay, so in this one you have to choose easy or you'll never guess the puzzle. So at the bottom you type in some numbers. I'm gonna go 0, 1, 2, 3, and if it's black, that means you're dead on. You got it. If it's white, in that one, the third one from the right, the third one from the left is that red. That means it's the right color in the wrong position. So let's go 2, 1. Something else, and then 3 again, because we know 3 is that far right. Now I got 2 and 3, but the ones in the middle I don't have. So let's go 2. Should pick something random. I think that's 3 on the right. Okay, so I'm gonna go 2. Swap the yellow, we'll make that 6 and 7 and 3. So I got almost everything except for that one there. I'm out of time. Anyway, this is Mastermind. It gets really, really hard. It's fun. It's a thinking game. I really like it. Only thing I think it needs is sound effects and a few little tweaks, but I think it's a beautiful game, and I think Stuart did a good job. And I like playing it over and over again. Next up, these are the menus. The menus that Shaolin wrote for the competition. I've had some problems with them. The problem that I have, I'm just going to talk about it for a second here. See how long it takes to start the menu and then it has to decompress. But it's a nice little menu, and I think it was 6 and 8 are reversed on here, so it doesn't even start the games that you're supposed to run. And Mastermind doesn't work, and I think Pi on the second disc doesn't run. So I'm not using this menu system because of that. And every time you start, you want to play a game over, you have to start this menu system up and then pick your number. So it takes twice as long to go through it. Next up is Miss Lily's Haunted Shop. So Miss Lily, I'm going to go off of option 4. And on this one was it's fun to play. You just gotta shoot the opposite colors, and then as long as you're shooting the opposite colors. So if you're shooting the red bullets, then you got to hit the blue. If you're shooting blue bullets, you got to hit the red. That's basically the game mechanic here. Once you understand that, it gets easier to play. And then of course you have to avoid letting the shoes hit you. So that is Mrs. Lily's Haunted Shop, and it's an interesting game. I'm not I think it's neat. It gives that illusion that you're scrolling through and flying. I like that. It's interesting. It's fun when you get to know how to play it. It's original. There's not another game like it. It has good sound effects, and I've played it a couple of times and I like it. So that's Miss Lily's Haunted Shop. Next up is My Balls Are Dropping. Let's play that by Stuart Garnham. Hold fire and joystick 2. Okay. Oh, yes. This reminds me of those old skiing games. I believe this is done in basic, and all you have to do is avoid hitting the wall, and you control going left and right. But look, there's a decision to make. See how if you went left, it would have been much more difficult to get through that spot. And I think he used humor in his title of the game, which is kind of funny, but which I like. And the only thing, I mean, it would have been nice to have some sound effects for the game, but there was a time and a limitation on the amount of code you could put into it. I think it was 2K for basic. So I don't know. I think this is fun. It's easy to play. I used to love these types of skiing games, and let's see what happens when you lose. You got your score. You beat the last high score, which was 0, so press fire to continue. And it starts over. Anyway, that's My Balls Are Dropping. I think it's cool. Might be fun to look at the code here for a minute since you have some time. Looks very well written. Yeah, real succinct and short too. Alright, next up is Overtake. Overtake is the second one of these racing games that we saw. You press fire. Is it fire? Actually, I'm just using left and right to move. So I like this game. Look how it simulates the cars coming closer by making them bigger. It's actually the best I've ever done on it. Whoa. Has really good, decent sound effects. Let me try to go faster. Just hold the fire button. Let's see if you can run into them. Oh yeah, see, there it goes. Anyway, yeah, this is called Overtake. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's not bad. It's not bad, and it's not the most original, but I think the way it was implemented was kind of neat. It gives that illusion of you moving on a racetrack, and really, I think all it's doing is changing the colors, alternating the colors back and forth to simulate the track like you moving. Really good sound effects, and I've played it multiple times, so I think it's pretty cool. Next up is called Package Delivery. Yes, okay, now on this one, you have a vehicle. You're the orange car in the middle, and the goal, you're trying to get to, you pick up your package, which is that X. But the problem I've had, like, it's hard to get to control this thing. I'm trying to get over there, and yeah, so I failed. I really like the graphics, the font that they kind of made, where it says one way on the screen, and I think this game has potential, but just how it dead stops on the corners and stuff is where I run into problems, and I can't go in a reverse direction. And so I run into some controlling type issues with it, but other than that, I think this game had really good potential. It's fairly easy to play, but hard to control. I think yeah, like I said, it just misses the mark for me, but it has really good sound effects, and I want to be able to play it and enjoy it, but it's just below the bar for me. But I like it. Anyway, that is Package Delivery. Let's try Pancakes. I like this screen. It's got a little entry title screen here, and press the space bar. Okay. Boom, boom. You want to land the pancakes in the middle. Oh, this is one I keep using the joystick. It's spacebar. I like how it scrolls down. And then if you miss, boom. And it has your high score there listed too. So that's my score. Let's see if I can beat it. I'm really terrible at this, by the way, as you can see. Yep, okay, let's try that again. I know I can beat that. Oh. This reminds me of those type-in games that you would get like from Compute Gazette. But they usually weren't even this. They weren't this good. Most of the time, they weren't even this good. But sometimes they were, you know. And anyway, I'm playing. I'm running out of time. I think this game's really easy to play. All you have to do is hit the space bar. It's fun. I think it's fairly original. They don't look like pancakes, but I get the idea. But I kind of do, I guess. And there's really good sound effects. It's fun to play over and over again. And like to dig into it further at some point. All right, next up is called Panic in the Bank. And this is kind of like whack-a-mole, as I recall. So I think if it's left, joystick left for the left box, up, or is it fire for the middle box, and then right. So let's try it. Yeah, it's up for the middle box. Right, right, left, up, left, right, up, left, right, left, right, up, left, right. I'm just trying to tell which position I'm pushing on the joysticks. And this is a one busy bank, I can tell you that. It's very busy. Lots of people trying to rob it. Anyway, this is Panic at the Bank. It's easy to play. It's kind of got that whack-a-mole kind of feeling to it. And kind of original. It's interesting. It only uses like the top half of the screen. Good sound effects, a nice, decent song, yeah, and it's easy to pick up and play again, so to replay. So that is Panic in the Bank. Panic in the Bank, for some reason, took third place. I'm kind of surprised. It wouldn't be on my list for third place, but anyway. Next up is Paralander Mini. So Paralander Mini, from what I recall, you're the airplane up at the top, and you had to push the fire button to drop your dude down and land him in the cup. If you don't land him in the cup, the game's over. That's the only thing I don't like about the game. I want to have like multiple chances to win to play. I think you should have like 3 dudes or something. I think if you barely touch the cup, it'll land. Oh no, you got to be a little closer than that. But I had it where he's kind of on the side and he still landed in there. You see how crowded the blimps... Oh, I should have done it right there. It's a matter of finding your opening. Ah. See if I can land one during this, during the time allotted. Yes. And then once you land them, I think it disappears. Oh, I totally blew it. Right in the water. Anyway, it gave me a score of 11,000 just for that one landing. Anyway, this is Paralander Mini. It's fun to play. It's easy to pick up and play, but it's hard because you are restricted on where you can land, and it's very crowded in those skies. Can you ever imagine that many blimps in the sky having to fall between them? Kind of fun bouncing off them, I suppose. It could use some sound effects, but other than that's my only complaint with the game, and I would play it again. The next game on the list is called Petscii Cave, and it took 7th place, and this is the one by Russell Mills. I said Rust Mills, but Russell Mills. Let's hit the timer. And this is like a dungeon crawler, and it sort of reminds me like, I don't know, those adventure games like Ultima, but different. I like how it illuminates as you go and you get different levels. There are sound effects on it, but it doesn't show you the whole map, which is pretty neat. I think it's kind of a neat. Oh, there's an enemy. Oh, I could have battled him. Huh? Oh, I don't know how to go back up. So it says I'm on level 3. I guess once you go down, there's no coming back. Kill the enemy. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't have any more power. So I forgot to set my timer, but I think I'm running down the time here. So anyway, this is Petscii Cave. It took 7th place. I don't know. I think it probably could have went higher on the list. But it's really easy to pick up and play. It's fun. It's an exploration type of game. It's kind of in the same vein as the one that took 2nd place, which is Big Time Bugger. And any rate, I think it's fun. It's fun to play and try it. I played it several times, and I've never completed it because I don't really know what you have to do yet. But that's the type of game that's fun to dig into. So, and it took 7th place. All right, the next one up is called PETSCII Pete. So there's 3 Petsciis in a row here: Petscii Cave, Petscii Pete, and PETSCIIPede. So this is the one that C64 Mark made, and I kind of did some beta testing on this while he was working on it, and so I'm a little bit familiar with it. Oops, even though I suck at it, obviously. Oh, I gotta set my timer. I've done at least 30 seconds here. And yeah, so your goal here is to get to the top, to get all those little trinkets and get over into the exit, and you can go up. I think there's 4 levels on this game, and this game has a lot of potential. I think I like it because it's challenging. He has thrown in some little effects to make things disappear, and you have to be placed in just the right position to get to certain areas of the map. So I really like PETSCIIPede, and it's fun. It's easy to play. It's challenging though. It's easy to play, but it's challenging to win it. I've never made it to through all the levels. I think it's very original. There's not any other games like this, I don't think, on this competition. So well done by C64 Mark. Next up is PETSCIIPede. I want to start the clock over PETSCIIPede. This is by OSK, and let's check it out. Oh, he stole the sound effects from the other game. Oh yes, he stole some of the sound effects. But this is basically Centipede. I'm surprised he did not get top 10 with this. It's really cool. I'll turn it down a little. Okay. Oh wow, he has 2 centipedes on the screen at the same time. I'm curious why you used the letter A for the for your dude. Forget what you call the guy. But anyway, yeah, this is PETSCIIPede. You can move them up and down. Oh wow, I didn't know you could go up that high. And really, really well done. This is probably the best of his games that he entered. I think he did 3 or 4. Definitely better than Line 'em Up, but not to pick on Line 'em Up. But anyway, it's fun. It's easy to play. Great sound effects that he copied. I can't remember the name of the game. He copied from a Jeff Mentor game. But anyway, that is PETSCIIPede. I think it should have made the top 10 list, but it unfortunately didn't make it. The next game is called Psion Attack, which took 5th place. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, it's like, okay, this is another C64 mark. I remember this game. I'm playing it right now. So good. He totally deserved to get 5th place for this. This is amazing game. It's kind of like a mixture between Defender and I want to say Scrabble almost, but much more faster, higher paced. I remember playing this when I first played it a couple times. I got pretty good at it, and I was like, I told him, hey, I think I can play this forever. I mean, it was so I think though it was so generous on the free lives and stuff that it was given. It was so generous. It was letting you play. You could virtually play forever once you got good at it. And I think he reduced the score, how generous it was a little to combat that, but. Anyway, this is a really fun game. It's fast-paced, easy to play, fun. Original, no other game like it on the competition. So graphics, sound effects, really good, and well-deserved the 5th place for this one. Next up is called Red is Blue. Let's start that. I haven't played this one. By Comicore. I don't know what I'm doing. I pushed up, I pushed down, I pushed left, I pushed right. Let's see. I don't know how to play this. It looks like a kid's game. It's oriented towards the youngsters. But if an adult can't figure it out, how is a youngster going to figure it out? This one's called Red is Blue. And disappointingly, I can't figure it out just by picking it up and play. It's not a pick up and play game. You need the instructions. It's very original. There's not any other games like it. Really good sound effects. But I need to read the instructions to be able to play it. But it looks like it's really well done. Really, really well done. So next up is called Rocket Away. Rocket Away. I'm kind of perplexed why this one's a D64 and the other ones are PRGs, but let me start the timer over. Okay, I assume, okay, yeah, you cannot run into the asteroids and you can't fire at them, so it's called Rocket Away. I assume you just gotta dodge everything. That's the whole game. Move up, down, left, and right. No firing. Oh, it's getting faster on level 2. I love that. There's not a whole lot of games on the competition that have ramp-ups, speed ramp-ups, or level ramp-ups. There are levels, but I think it's a nice game, what he's done. Okay, I could probably keep playing. I'm just gonna kind of go over my quick review. I'm on level 3 now. The speed has definitely ramped up. It's a really fun game. It's original. Not any other games like this in this competition. Okay, it has a high score. It has level ramp ups, and I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, and I will definitely play again. It's called Rocket Away. Next up is Rogue 4K. It took 4th place on the top 10. Okay, so I'm moving around an @ sign. There's a $sign, so I guess I get gold. Okay. Oops. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna get the gold and then go down through doors down here. So it's kind of a rogue explorer type game. Okay, there's a dude. Okay, oh, I guess you're fighting. Okay. Yep. Found gold. What's a K? King? Key. Okay, key. Okay, cool. What's H? Oh, I can't avoid this dude. Enemy. H is healed. Okay, got healed. This got 4th place. I kind of wonder how the the judges pick the games like that. They must like dungeon crawlers. What's the X for? Next level. Okay, cool. Should get my games. This is by Badger Games 2021. It's really easy to pick up and play. It seems like one of the better rogue crawlers on here. Petscii Cave is like this, but better graphically, I think. But they put this one up 3-4 notches above it, so it's easy to play. It's good, decent sound effects. It's basically all in a box, though. It's the only thing I don't like about it, but it's interesting, yeah, and I would play it again. It's called Rogue 4K. Next up is called basically SCIIAMBLE, like Scramble. Let's check it out. I think this is Old School Coder. No, there was a C64 mark. No, this is Old School Coder. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. You can shoot down and right. And you got your little ship, and it's a little jaggedy. But yeah, you can shoot objects. It has some decent sound effects. It's easy to pick up and play, but you know, it's just like a shadow of Scramble. It's like I don't even know if it's a shadow. It's kind of like its third cousin of the shadow or something, but it's not something that I would ever play again. It's a nice programming example for this. I think he streamed when he coded it, and it's pretty neat, the scrolling effects. And there's a lot that can be learned from watching Old School Coders stream on this game. But for me, it's not something I would play anymore. So I'll play again. And anyway, that's called SCIIAMBLE, like Scramble. Next up is Ski. Let's try that one. Press the button to start. Try to beat the high score. Oh, this is cool. Kind of reminds me of Activision skiing. That's a big compliment. Oh. I keep hitting the wrong left. So this one's called Ski. Oh, you can jump. Man, this is really cool. I don't know. I really enjoy Ski. I think it's fun. It's well done. It's the first time I played it. The very first time I played it. I think it deserves a spot on the top 10 or the top 20. I think it's pretty cool. And it's easy to play. It has some decent sound effects. And probably growing up, I would have played this over and over and over again. So I think it's really cool. All right, next up is Star Trek Last Hope. And it might be my last hope to figure it out. Find 3 relics that can save the planet. Ooh. Where to now? Down. Oh, okay. That's how you move. Hey, this is pretty cool. Oh, how do I defeat this? Oh, I see. Torpedo, fire. Torpedo, fire. Let's go down. Oh, torpedo, fire. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I forgot to start my timer. Anyway, this is the Star Trek Last Hope. I'm impressed with it. Like it far exceeded what I thought it would be. Oh, it said game over. That fast, I lost the game. It's unclear to me how to win the game. I think it's very interesting. I think it's easy to play. I think kids would like this game. But anyway, it has good sound effects. Anyway, I would probably play it again. That's Star Trek Last Hope. Let's restart the clock and start up tents and trees. Why does it look like the T and it's ints and rees up at the top? All code under 1000. Place a tent next to each tree so that the total in each row and column matches the numbers displayed. Okay, like a little puzzler. Okay, I see. So one tree. How do you move them? They insinuate you can move these trees, but I don't see. Is it spacebar? Okay, wait, something happened right there. Hold this, there. There. Oh, those are my tents? Those are the tents? I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let me try this again. So you got one tent up here, two, and one. No? Did I do something wrong? Oh, it's the columns, I see. Two, one. They want two in this one. Two here, but not there. Oh, I gotta do something different here. I need two, but it's gonna have to be this one. I love this game. It's a puzzler. You can see I could probably spend 10 minutes playing this. So I think I get how you play it. It took a minute to figure it out, but it's called Tents and Trees. The concept, I think it's fairly original. I love puzzle games like this, and I think it's fun. It has some pretty good sound effects. It looks like it's been borrowed from other games. It's original. I would love to play it again. And Tents and Trees. Next up is Tetris. Oh, yes, I remember this was a C64 Mark game. You have to type the names. So this is a typing game. It helps you learn how to keep forgetting to start my timer. It helps you learn how to type. And CSDB. Oh, CSDB. Oh, I guess I'm not on the thing. And then if you miss them, it lands down there. So this is Tetris, and I was kind of thinking about that earlier today. Like, it would be neat. There should have been a Tetris game on here, and this kind of fits that mold a little bit, but not quite. But it's called Tetris by C64 Mark, one of like 4 of his entries. It's fun to play. I guess if you didn't know, if you weren't really good at typing, this could be a lot more challenging, but for someone who's a really experienced typer, it's not challenging. But anyway, that is Tetris. Next up is called Tiny Bubbles. Now, Tiny Bubbles took the first place prize. So the judges considered this to be the best of the best out of everyone's entries. Let's see if they got it right. All right, I remember playing this game in the arcade. So you have your reticle and you can fire. I see. Yes. Okay, so this is really good. I see why it won. Really well done. Really well done. Look at this. Congratulations to the programmer on this one. This looks just like the arcade game. Like, wow. I'm gonna shoot it in the way corner. Oh, anyway, I suck at this game. Just so well done. Amazing. Good job. green. I don't have any greens. Where do I put the green? Over there. Purple. Oh man, black. Bubble. Green. There's a green up there. Oh, red. Purple. Red. Why did I do that? Purple. Red. Purple. Anyway, this is Tiny Bubbles. Well-deserved first place spot. The graphics are amazing. The sound effects are spot on. The game is amazing. It's not particularly original in that this game has been done before, but it's very well implemented, and congratulations to the first place winner, Tiny Bubbles. Next up is Txt Advntre. This is another C64 Mark game. I used to love Txt Advntre type games. You're at the bus stop, E to exit, U and C. What's that say? Oh, you see glassy, and you see glass and a spoggy, whatever that is. Your inventory is Nokia. So I have a phone. I don't know what U means. C, huh? Okay. E is exit. E. North. Oh, east. East, southwest. Wow. This. Admittedly, I've never played this. Oh, question mark? Oh, there is no question mark. Man, this game's hard to play. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I would need instructions to play this. I probably need to read the wall of text, if there is one, on the itch.io page. Or at least have an explanation at the beginning. Let me close it and see if I missed something, because sometimes they display stuff. But no, okay, there's no instructions. So anyway, that is Txt Advntre, and it's basically I think one of the few games that's like a pure text adventure. So I congratulate him for trying to do a text adventure in a short amount of code, but abbreviating everything really hinders the game and to understand how easy it is to understand the game. So next up is Whack-A-Mole. And let's check it out. Let me start the timer. Is this a 664 mark? It is. Another one. Let's press the space bar. So I have to know the keyboard to do this one. Okay, I see. Ugh. I think I got lucky. I'm getting lucky in this game. So you kind of, basically, if it's top left, then you push the keys on the top left. If it's bottom right, you push the keys in the bottom right. Oh, what am I doing? Anyway, it's not bad for my first time playing it at 180 Whack-A-Mole with the keyboard. And I appreciate that it has a high score. It has a entry title screen, and I appreciate that on all games that have title screens and that keep track of high scores. Has good sound effects, and I think it's more for kids learning how to type. And anyway, that is Whack-A-Mole. Next up is World Cup Horseracing. Let's restart the clock. Okay, so here you choose your horse from. It's funny that all the people listed here are people on the Twitch streams and on the Discord channel, and are also programmers and people that have entered. Some of them have entered. A lot of them have entered programs into the competition. I'm gonna bet on Wallach, and I have 500. I'm gonna bet 250 on him, and let's see what happens. Oh, and he's using pies for horses. And then, okay, Wallach is number 1. And it looks like I am not going to win first place on this. Pretty cool game, I guess. You know, it's a betting game to teach kids how to gamble. So I love it. So I'm going to bet on steps this time. My remaining funds. So, nope. Oh wait, I'm in first place. Wait, oh no, number 8's in first. Oh, darn it. So again, I think this is an entertaining, easy to play, fun, original, simple game. I'm assuming it's in written in BASIC. Yeah, I lost all my money. The game ended. Yeah, it's a 2K BASIC program. Very, very cool. I like it, and I wouldn't mind playing it again. Next up is Pi. Now, Pi. Let me bring it up. Pi does not run if you just double click it. Nothing happens. See that? Just like flashes. Also, if you were to start up like World Cup Horseracing and just drag Pi over to it, most of the other games would start up, like if I put Txt over there. But Pi does not want to work for some reason. So Pi, look, they didn't put a symbol there for Pi. They put a B. So B, let's press B to start Pi. And notice here it starts up, but it says press any key. Well, it doesn't work if you press any key. So that is disappointing. However, I do have a copy of it on my desktop where all I did was made a copy of it. I just made a copy of it and renamed it to PI. And I think if the testers had done due diligence, they would have tried that themselves. All right, this is Pi. The aim of Pi is to memorize the value of the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. The digits will flash on the screen, and your mission is to guess the first 1,000. You shouldn't have to guess. You're supposed to know all the 1,000 digits. Everyone that's geeky knows the first 1,000 digits of Pi. After the 3, you know 3.1415, blah 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 blah. If you're right, the number turns green and red. Now, here we go. Now, this is a trainer right here. You're supposed to memorize all the digits. You know, you're supposed to, with your photographic memory, you're supposed to memorize these digits as they flash by. All 1,000 digits. I'm going to speed up the next portion because I'm running out of time. But you go 3.1415. I think that's as far as I remember. And then it's all random. All right, there is my final score, 105. I think that might have beat my last score. I played this as my second time playing. You have to press 1,000 numbers to finish this game. And where it says press any key, if you just happen to keep going and you're pressing numbers, he didn't build in, whoever programmed this didn't build in the intelligence to not clear this screen until you, if you keep pressing digits. It should have ignored any digits 0 through 9 so it doesn't go off this screen until you're ready. It should basically say press spacebar. This is questionable how this quote-unquote game made it onto this competition. It is written in BASIC. Let's take a quick look at it. But in my opinion, this isn't worthy of the competition. I don't feel like it's a game. And I don't know. That might be harsh, but that's just my opinion. Let's go back to the... Was that all of them? Okay. So that is all the games. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.